Hello everyone, very good evening and welcome to today's session. I am quite sure today, very few of you would be here because tomorrow is your exam. I can understand. We started this series a little late, but let's hope I'll fill you with the updates with the February month up to I think 15th or 20th, whatever. I've just tried to, get hold of that, and then we'll do some questions on economic survey, which I left yesterday. I told you some 30, 40, 50 questions we will do today. Okay, so that is the brief agenda for today. We'll continue this series now till your Canara Bank, and then even whatever I'm teaching now will be also relevant in case your RBI grade B happens. Okay, so these sessions would be very important. I'll be finishing that November thing along with December revision on Monday. Tuesday there will not be any class, and Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I'll try to cover the general awareness part of it. All right, so banking awareness is totally complete. It will be totally complete that November, December that I want to cover. So after that, your these things will also get complete, and then all these sessions will be also relevant for your grade B. And from Monday onwards, come March, after your Canara Bank exam, we'll start a series for RBI grade B. Which will focus on economics and your financial management paper. All right. Yeah. I hope I am audible and visible very clearly. Ramana Naidu, yes, yes. Essay topics. Essay topics, what? I think the biggest thing that we are facing today is it's about NPAs. I will be surprised if they don't give a topic on essay. NPA as one of your NPA SS topic. I do not know why I'm saying that. Okay, so after that, what else comes to my mind? Maybe tell me. You tell me. What do you think are the most relevant issues? They can talk about that independence of judiciary. Maybe then they can talk about all those. The welfare of the minorities, or how I think, tell me some prominent news. Just read last 5-6 days of, or 5-6 days I'm saying, or last two weeks of editorial. All the important news that you're seeing are happening. Just read. Yeah, cryptocurrency, tourism, all the things you are scams, PNB fraud. So I don't think PNB fraud might be covered. I'm really not sure about it. Maybe the paper was already set by then. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Cryptocurrencies, PNB fraud, resolution of NPAs. These Madi political crisis, I don't think will be relevant for UPSC. Here, not really. So how many people are aware of political crisis in Maldives? I don't think that would be a tested topic. Yeah. Blockchain technology or Bitcoin in anything to do with that. Yeah, that's yeah. One country, one election is also a little far-fetched for bank, I will say. Very relevant for UPSC, but yeah, not so much for bank, I will say. GST budget, something on farm sector. How can banking sector help farm sector? How do banks manage the kind of the quantum of tax or the input credits that we want to give to the farm sector? How do you manage it? How it will not further escalate into NPAs? Things like that, which are more privatization of banks. Again, could be, but I think banks don't do that. Okay. Yeah, they generally ask very simple, very relevant topic. If you are, reading the newspaper, you will be good to go. Sanjeev says, let's start. Yeah, even I feel so. I think we have already kind of, I think we have covered. Even your question is now, I think, well addressed. Let's move to the, yeah. Good. So let's get started with the February updates. Okay, so this is February updates. Feb 2018. Again, what I'm covering is only banking and financial. Okay. Okay. So the most important news I felt was RBI's withdrawal of a lot of schemes. Okay. Tell me what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Quickly tell me. Yes. So don't say DRT. I don't think they have withdrawn. They have withdrawn. Joint lender forums is done away with. There will be no structural, strategic debt restructuring. There will not be any corporate debt restructuring. There will not be your, S4A, which was, scheme for sustained structure of straight asset. All these were all euphemism of, covering your NPAs. Okay, so joint lender forum, of course not. So this will be now taken up. The process will be taken up by Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, right? Yeah, I think I'm back. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what happens there. Okay, so all these things are done away with: JLF, SDR, CDR, S4A, and all these flexible structuring of existing long-term project loans. So all these restructuring, wherever you see this word restructuring, what was it? These guys had already defaulted. Okay, please try to understand all these sustained restructuring, all these things for long-term, say, long-term project loans. Also all these restructuring, RBI has said, oh, enough of all this, no more hiding things. Let's just put it under SM0, SM1, SM2. I think I have covered this already. Special mention 0 is 1 to 30, 31 to 60, 61 to 90. This will already come under these. Anyone who is not paying after 90, it anyways become NPA, and then the resolution process will start. Greater than 2000 crore, directly it goes to IBC, and then what do you have? Your straight action will start, wherein you have to find a resolution plan, RP, within 180 days. This has to be found. In case you are not able to find some resolution plan for it, within 14 days you are expected to start the proceedings. Okay, 15 days, sorry. Within 15 days your IBC, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, will start. So this was the most important news, if you ask me, in the month of February. Yeah. Yeah. So all I said was RBI has done away with these, euphemism of protecting or hiding NPAs, which are joint lend forums, strategic debt restructuring, corporate debt restructuring, your scheme for sustained structure of, stress asset, existing, long-term project loans. All those things are done away with. Nothing, no restructuring anymore. You put them under special mention 0, 1, 2, it is NPA, start finding a resolution plan. That's it. Okay, so this was one of the most important. So all those terms, SDR, CDR, S4A, they are, SM0, SM2, SM3, what are these? You should know. Also, it also mentioned about CRILC. I hope you know. This is a central repository of information on large credit. So what it mentioned, anyone, who is been given a loan of more than 5 crore, every month, the data should, from the bank, it should go to CRILC. This is, your central repository of all the information on your large credit. In case of defaulters greater than 5 crore, in defaulter means, of course, they were, their loans have gone into NPAs. Their information should go on a weekly basis. Okay, so this is what is this? RBI has tightened its news so that there is proper monitoring. Okay, so proper monitoring is happening now. Yeah. So this is the latest in terms of RBI's announcement, and in terms of tackling your NPAs. This is relevant. Okay. So let's move forward to something. Okay. Okay. Before I go any further, I think someone has mentioned this very correctly. I think Kusum project I forgot to mention yesterday. I don't know. I had it in mind, and then it just 48,000 crore is what it is given. So Krishi, I think this is full form. Can someone put for yes, solar related? Yes, yes. So I'm talking about this is yes. So just a second. Yeah. So this is Krishi Urja Suraksha Evam, and here is there Urja Suraksha is there. Urja Suraksha is what? Energy security. And Utthan Mahabhiyan. Utthan means their emancipation, or taking them out of the poverty. So this is nothing but energy protection. So this will be installing solar pumps in the farm. This is mostly for that. The entire money, if you ask me, this will much more than this will be required, what is projected, but there are already some loans etc. which we are talking about. So I think as per Finance Ministry, 1.4 lakh crore is what is expected total, and out of which the 48,000 crore will be the budgetary support. Okay, total target of 28,250 megawatt as per Kusum. Okay, so just note that Krishi, Urja Suraksha, Evam Utthan Mahabhiyan. Yes. So that is what is your this. I think I did not mention this. What I did not mention yesterday was, I think, yeah, RISE. I talked about 1 lakh crore in next 4 years. It will be funded by HEPA. Okay. Funding agency. Sorry, HEPA. So this is a higher education funding agency. Will be funding it through HEPA. And then I think yesterday in your Operation Green Tomato, Onion, Potatoes, etc. I did not mention about Nyuntam Mulya Samarthan. Okay, so this is minimum support price will be also be given to this tomato, onion, potato. Okay, anything else? Yes, I think I had mentioned about the defense corridor. Yeah, okay, and Indian Overseas Bank has tied up with RXIL. What is this? Receivable Exchange of India. And what does this provide you service for? Trade receivable electronic discounting scheme. You remember Bank of Baroda had tied up with one of the TREDS. So this is Trade Receivable Exchange of India. Now RBI wants everyone, government has given in budget, it has asked all public sector bank and corporate to be on this part. Why? This will help all your micro, small, medium enterprises to get their bills discounted. And I explained you about the bill discounting. What actually happens is there is a competition. It's kind of a bidding. So I talked about how Bank of Baroda will settle with an MSME. You remember that example. Now what happens is not just one bank. If it becomes an exchange kind, this MSE will just upload its say an invoice of ₹1,000. Then all the Bank of Baroda, PNB, SBI, they will fight for it and will say whoever gives it the least discount, so whoever buys this bill for the highest price, they can bid and get it. So just think, for these micro, small, medium enterprises, it will be a wonderful thing. So PNB maybe wants to buy it at 995, but SBI will say no, I'll give him 996. BOB says no, I think this is a very reliable MSME, so anyways my customer, and I think I can give him 997.5. So just think about this MSMEs now, they will be really happy. Yeah, so your Bank of Baroda was Invoice Mart, you remember? So this is your RXIL, so Receivable Exchange of India Limited. Government wants everyone to participate here. Government budget, someone is Jitendra is asking 2.95 or 2.82. I think I have shared yesterday also. There are two links in the appendix of the budget as per gov.in. It is 2.82 or whatever I had talked about yesterday, but PIB says 2.95. So there is significant difference there. I really do not understand. I tried to find out if I can somehow add and make it up with here and there. No. Ankur, I think that's some problem with you. I don't think there's a problem. I have opened it myself. It opens very well. Okay, let's move forward to CRISIL plus SIDBI. SIDBI along with CRISIL has come up with a new index for MSME. Okay, micro, small, medium enterprises. Can you tell me what index I am talking about? Yeah, Crisidex, what is that? That is MSE Sentiment Index. Okay, so what will this talk about? So this has point between 0 to 200, roughly 1100 MSME, 550 into services and 550 into manufacturing. are given this survey, and they will rate how do they think, you know, the business is doing, etc. How is the environment. So I think currently I think 107 was the score in the latest survey. This is just mildly positive. So they are kind of, you can consider they are okay, happy with. Crisidex, yes. So this is sentiment index. On how it is conducted. People are given in these industries, they are asked to, you know, give their sentiment about the business environment here. Yeah, 0 is of course very negative, 200 is really positive. Okay, there is an interesting news of IndusInd. Okay, they have, you know, come up with Mogo. Instead of logo, they have come up with Mogo, which gives it sonic identity, right? So whenever, you know, you go to their ATM, etc., that will flash, and you know, their logo will flash along with a sound bite of 2 to 3 seconds or 3-4 seconds. Yes, that's a music logo. So, you know, if you are a regular customer, you will start finding it irritating. I hope they give you something to put it off. Okay, so I don't know who has suggested this, and you know, they have come up with, maybe you know, they feel the identity of brand will be more recognized. Okay, Citibank as well as our government, I think we have already talked about crypto being illegal tender. So Citibank says please don't use this debit and credit card for any exchange in cryptocurrency. Yeah, it is a part of branding. Yeah, I'm not sure how you know, effective that will be. Okay, there was a news about Bank of Baroda exiting South African, you know, operations. They were there for a very long time. They had very good relation with Gupta family. Please note that these Gupta family had very close relationship with Jacob Zuma. Now, since he is kicked out, even there are, you know, serious investigation on these guys, and Bank of Baroda has already been, you know, given some notice that they will also be audited. So these guys now feel that it's better to exit the country, because some kind of witch hunting will happen on Mr. Gupta, on which even this bank will suffer. I'm not saying that, you know, Bank of Baroda will not be very cozy with this you know, your businessman, and there must be something wrong there seriously, and therefore these guys are just getting out. Yeah. Okay. I think yeah. Okay. Why have come on screen? Sorry. I think I wanted to erase and I pressed 3. Sorry. Yeah. So let's move forward. Okay. There is a Small Saving Act change in Small Saving Act. Okay. So just note that there is some change here. If they ask you in where there has been change, just, you know, a couple of points in the, you know, explanation of can minor hold it, and you know, who is the nominee, etc., that is, you know, explained in detail, and emergency closure clauses are added to it. Okay, so that is what has happened in your Small Saving New Act. Okay, this is interesting. Equitas, I hope you know, it is a small finance bank. We all know about it. So Equitas Small Bank Finance Bank has come up with wonderful, you can just fill your form online, interactive video form is there. Okay, you upload all your details, immediately you can open your bank account, you can put in money there, you will be immediately issued a virtual debit card, and you can start transacting in this bank. So you don't have to even visit the bank, just fill this form online, give your KYC details, etc., everything gets verified, your account gets open, you put money in it. Below 1 lakh you will get 6, above 1 lakh you will get 6.5%. This is a wonderful initiative. I feel, yes, self-saving digital account, that is what I just explained to you. Self-saving, yeah. So self-saving digital account is what Equitas has come up with. This is good. Yes Bank, I think, you know, we discussed in our previous lecture, they were, you know, planning to raise 300 million, you know, by listing their debt security as IFSC, right? But I think they ended up raising 600 million USD as per their MTN, which plans to raise $1 billion. And it was oversubscribed, etc., and you know, lot of interest in this debt, and it also talks about the interest people are showing in IFSC. It's a good sign. A lot of people can, you know, start getting their debt. MTN is generally when they repay back period is in and around 5 years. Yes. So this was 300 million they were initially planning to, but ended up raising 600 million. At least that is what is there in the news. Yeah, all 600. They wanted to first raise 300, but they ended up raising 600 all through IFSC only. Just check the news. Last till January you will have that news of 300. February there is a news of 600 million. Okay, so GDP and CP, your industrial index production, they want to shift the base year to 1780. I really don't understand why they keep shifting it so frequently, and what will it really help in. CPI will be based on 2018. Yeah, base year shift. Yeah, very good. NABARD has finally sanctioned some loan for Punjab. What is the amount of loan that I am talking about, and what would that be utilized for? Yeah. Yeah. No, that's what the amount that I'm talking about. NABARD funding your Punjab, it's 1918 crore, 1918. Very interesting number also. So rupees 1980 crore. This is for diversification of their agriculture practices. So they will ask them to get into dairy. They will ask them to get into mushroom farming, beekeeping, so that this will augment their farm income, keep them interested in farming. At the same time, give them some alternative source of income. So this is what NABARD has come up with. NABARD was also in news for setting up an agribusiness center. So this agribusiness center will be one-stop shop for all agricultural needs. This is at what place? And there is already agribusiness center at some other place also. Can you tell me both? Yeah, Haryana, this is at Hisar. Yeah, where this agribusiness center NABARD has opened. And the other one is there is an already existing agribusiness center in India which was opened by, yeah. Haryana is correct answer, in Hisar. I'm asking, there is already one agribusiness center operating in country. Where is it? No, it's not in Lucknow. All of you are answering Lucknow. Have you read it somewhere, or you're just taking a guess? Not a single correct answer so far. At least what I have read, you have not written. So I think it said Madurai. Just check. Yeah. Okay. So most likely question will be this Hisar. I just augmented this question. Yeah. Someone has answered Rakshit Chauhan. Yeah. Just check. I think it should be there. Okay. So Moody has now upgraded your rating for Indian Overseas Bank and your central bank. Okay. From stable to positive because of the capital infusion as per recapitalization plan. I hope. What do you want me to elaborate in CPI WPI? This is consumer price index. This is WPI is wholesale price index. This talks about the index, how the prices are changing, week over week, month over month, year over year. It talks about at the retailers level. And this is a wholesaler level. This is at retail level what consumer face. Again, this is an index which tracks. There are commodity, basket of commodity which has certain number of goods and their price. Let's assume there are 40 goods. So there will be a weighted average, as per the needs of the people, what amount they use, how much there is a weight associated with it, the quantity is given, and then finally their values are calculated, and it is calculated say week on week, month on month, so that you will get to know how the prices are fluctuating and how is it affecting the consumer. That is the story about CPI WPI. Okay. Okay, so let's move forward to, I think I just talked about, yeah. So this was also in news. Yeah, where was I? I was at yeah, central bank. Okay, before I forget, this is Syndicate Bank exam. Please note this was in news for 5 crore rupees fine by RBI, and I think there was one more news wherein they did a hand holding exercise against corruption. Okay, so if you see anything KYC norm, bill discounting, etc., 5 crore fine and hand holding against corruption, I think they held a program. So just note that in case you have a question, since this is Syndicate Bank exam, this might be, yeah, human chain, voice against corruption. So if you get a question like that, you know what the answer is. Okay, and any other initiative, if you are not sure, if you really want to go for it, if Syndicate Bank is there in the option, I would just mark it. If I really, have to take a guess. Okay, Axis Bank has opened its, branch in Gift City. Yeah. In this, IND was 3. Yeah, I'm talking about your Syndicate was 5. Yeah. Project Ananya कहाँ से आ गया? Yeah. So that is Open Gift IFSC Center. I think we have discussed a lot already about it. Okay. PNB and IFSC, IFC has got into tie-up, this kind of a tie-up for almost 800 million funding for your affordable houses. I hope you remember SBI with his infra bond 20,000 crore and India Bull I think was 1,000 crore, right? They have already got into this. RHISS was also, kind of affordable housing up to 2 lakh, interest subsidy of 3% in overseas bank. So now PNB and IFC is your international finance corporation. This is, yeah, so this is PNB, yeah, this is PNB housing. Yes, I should not say PNB, this is PNB housing, I should say, affordable houses. And what it's saying, PNB housing is saying this will put 400 million. IFC says it will come up with 150 million of its own, and it will mobilize the funds of in and around almost 250 million from other agencies. Okay, again, this is for affordable housing. Okay, there was a bank called City Union Bank. Okay. This was again in news. Some $2 million were, swindled using its SWIFT. Okay, please note the SWIFT full form also. This is Society for World Bank Interbank Financial Telecommunication. 2 million USD was, robbed off this bank, but I think half of it is already recovered, and it is very sure that it will get the other half also. Yeah, it was a cyber fraud. Yes. Okay, I think in the this was another important news. India has, as per Indian budget, the finance external ministry, right? External ministry has a funding of almost 15,011 crore. Okay, so this is the funding amount, of which the biggest beneficiary is Nepal. Now this is again, because of geopolitical reason, because China is trying to get cozy with Nepal, and they have, she is like a pretty girl now who, rich guys are quoting. So having good time. Nepal is really having good time. So India has increases budget to 650 crore from 332.7 crore. So Nepal is, will be getting. Biggest beneficiary still remains Bhutan, where India will be investing 2,650 crore rupees. Okay. Yeah, I'm talking Bhutan is the largest beneficiary. Nepal has got the largest increase in the funding in percentage term, almost doubled. Yes. So this is what is about this. Okay, Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. Tell me who is the sponsor bank for this and why was this in news? This is some rating by BCSBI. This is not the SBI that we know. No, this is Syndicate Bank. Please don't forget Andhra Pradesh, Gramin Vikas Bank. APGVB is SBI. Your KVGB is Syndicate. Okay, don't get confused there. So this is your Banking Code and Standard Board of India. Banking Code and Standard Board of India. It has, as per its rating, this KVGB tops in code compliance rating. Okay, so this is code compliance rating. these guys have topped. Yes. Okay, Equitas I have already completed. Let's okay, WhatsApp. I hope this was again in news. WhatsApp payment has got a beta launch approval with 1 million customer. I hope you know about this guy, Brian Acton. He met our information minister, yeah, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, telecom minister, I should say. So, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad and Brian Acton, they met in Feb 2017. Now, just imagine, the pressure he would be under. I am quite sure some good relationship was made with Facebook, because I sincerely personally felt he was trying to push that the zero account, the initiative that Facebook was showing, that it will change the face of internet and it'll help poor and all that crap, was pushed sincerely by Ravi Shankar Prasad, and it was only because of the net neutrality that we fought back. And why was he even trying to push that white paper? And once it was already settled, again that paper was pushed. So he would have said, boss, look, I'm really sorry, I could not push your this issue. Let me try to do something for it. So this Facebook, or sorry, WhatsApp, yeah, so WhatsApp payment bank now payment wallet has started now with 1 million beta users. I think it will be rolled out very soon. In I think 2-3 months data will be collected and it will be rolled out. Yeah. So I do not know what was your personal opinion. If you look out, go ahead and read all the things that happened during the episode of net neutrality. I sincerely felt that government was trying to favor Facebook at that time, and it was only because there was so much backlash. Even you remember Rahul Gandhi got footage that he said he will not allow, and suddenly all the youth were very happy with RG for quite some time at that time. Yeah, free basics. It just did not kick off there. Okay, so but now I think and yeah, the repercussion of this was clearly seen by your yeah, Vijay, yeah, Vijay Sekhar Sharma is really jealous. So this is how the dynamics work, right? कोशिश किया, एक चीज नहीं हुई, चलो यार ये नहीं हुआ, ये करा दो सर, इतने पैसे लगा दिए हमने आपकी कंट्री में, try to help us get something back. I think that is what would have happened. I can only speculate, can call it conspiracy theory. Okay, PhonePe has tied up with IOCL, and has this point of sale machine at almost its 30 outlet. It has operated for, I think it started in 2017, and it has already have 10k point of sale machines at various places. It will roll out all over India very soon at all the IOCL the pumps. Okay, then there was interesting news about Inland Waterways Authorities of India, IWAI. Okay, this is tying up with World Bank. It already has that funding plan in place, wherein 375 million funding. It already has a pact with Department of Economic Affairs and the Finance Ministry. I hope you know that. And then budgetary support is 380 million. So this is the total funding which is required for it is little large. Okay, so the remaining this 45 will be what? Yeah, add all these up. 10, this is 12, 17, 9, 20, 800 million, right? I hope I'm doing it right. Yeah. So out of which this 375 million is the World Bank will be providing to Department of External Ministry. 380 million is our budgetary support as per budget. Okay. This 45 million will be the operators etc. all PPP model. Public-private partnership we will get into and we'll build this. So the first one that we are talking about is Jal Marg Vikas project. So Jal Marg Vikas project, which had total of 800 million project. So the first waterway NW1, you should know, that's from Varanasi to Haldia. These two port Haldia, and the second NW2, can someone tell me from where to where it is? Yeah. Who will tell me NW2, where to where it is? Not a single correct. Yeah, very good. Rohan Tiger. Yes, that's correct. Yeah, Sadia to Dhubri. This is, Dhubri is near a border area in Assam only, I guess. It's a Bangladesh border. Okay. And Sadia also is in the northeast part of your Assam. So this is almost 891-kilometer stretch. Yeah, not Alleppey, not Bokaro. No, it's not that. Okay, I think your PFRDA, kind of had, invited all the banks, and it recognized 21 banks as, having helped them for opening 6 lakhs Atal Pension Yojana account. So this is like PFRDA had a good day. It put pressure on these banks, and then they celebrated a day. Yeah, and interesting. IWAI headquarter, it is in Noida. Yes, someone has just mentioned it, so I thought I'll also write it. Yeah, it's on Brahmaputra River, NW2. Yeah, that's correct. Sadia to Dhubri. Okay. From New Development Bank also, I think Rajasthan has got some funding. How much money I'm talking about? This will primarily go in the area around canal to make less seepage and how to utilize this water properly. This is New Development Bank is going to fund $100 million for it. Okay. Yeah. PAN will be now mandatory for all transactions. So PAN is mandatory for all transactions, all business transactions greater than 2.5 lakh. So for individual it was already mandatory. Now for business entities also it will be mandatory. Yes, and then there was news of amusement parks and ballet. All these will reduce from 28% to 18% GST. Yeah. So greater than 2.5 lakh it'll have to be registered from 1st April 2018. Yeah. Okay. All policy rates in the latest meeting, they were all unchanged. Repo, reverse repo, your margin standing facility, your bank rate, your CRR, your SLR, all remained unchanged. The inflation really caught up. So it is 5.75, margin standing facility 6.25, bank rate 6.25, CRR 4, 19.5 will be this. Okay, so all these rates are still unchanged. Okay, IPB, Indian Post Payment Bank, has already talked about it getting it's ready for its launch all over India from April 28, and it feels it will revolutionize the inclusion that we had been dreaming of. The banking inclusion will really happen now. Yeah, Muthoot Group has recently signed up whom as its brand ambassador? Okay, can you tell me? Yeah. Amitabh Bachchan, yeah, our great AB. Okay, RBI has also talked about a new, liquidity adjustment facility. In terms of liquidity adjustment facility, RBI will be given more power in terms of SDF. What is SDF? Yes, standing deposit facility. So initially RBI had to pledge some collateral. Okay, at least that is what was written where I read. It was, even to absorb liquidity, it has to pledge some collateral. That will be, government has made a rule now. It will be done away with. And in terms, in times of exigencies like the demonetization, etc., they will have more authority and they can take quick action and, control the liquidity situation. So that is what has happened. Okay, Dabbawalas have tied up with which financial company I should say. Yeah, Paytm, that's correct answer. So Paytm has tied up with Dabbawala for instant payment. It is, showing how its wealth management or saving account, it can get a lot of interest. So they, I think, will be interested. What is BMI? And as per BMI, they have predicted that the fiscal deficit that government is talking about for, okay, I'll talk about this financial year also. So financial year, when I'm talking about 18-19, okay, government says it will be 3.3, right? So BMI says no, this will slip, it will not be 3.3, it will be 3.5. What is BMI? Who is the parent body for BMI? Yeah, body mass index was not something that I was looking for. Yeah, so this is Business Monitor International. Okay, so this is Business Monitor International. The parent group is Fitch. Okay, and they have told that this will not be. Okay, so I saw some comments about financial year. Okay, let me just clarify it. Whenever our data comes, when we say financial year 17-18, this generally is talked about as financial year 18. This is the nomenclature, whereas the 9 month is in 17, 3 month is in 18. But nomenclature wise, when I say financial year 18, that means I am talking about financial year that started from April 17 and ended on March 18. So this is the nomenclature. All right. Now please note all the growth projections that we give versus all the projection that IMF etc. give. As per as my understanding, if you have some other understanding or if you have read somewhere, they give year, there is calendar year. So when it says projection for 2016, 17 and 18 are these, I should not be using financial year. Basically, I should be just saying year 2018. So I read Financial Express also and Economics Times also. When Economic Times is reporting about, Indian growth, it is talking about financial year 19. Whereas, what this financial year 19, I went to the IMF website, the number which, Economics Times is quoting for the Indian growth prediction for IMF, and some of you had this confusion, is actually 2018 prediction as per IMF's website. Whereas when I went to Financial Express, at least they did not mention, when you're talking about the foreign bodies, prediction figure, we should not use the term financial year. It gets confused with our financial year, which is seen differently. I hope I am able to, you can just Google it, just type IMF's prediction for India and you will try to read the Financial Express, try to read Economics Time. You will get a little confused here, but nothing to get confused. As per my understanding, IMF will show its growth like this. The year wise growth are given, whereas when we talk about financial year, it's generally the 9 months previous and these 3 months in this year. ठीक है, इसको समझ जाओ, इसमें don't get confused. So whenever I'm talking about the foreign body, even if I use financial year, I mean their calendar year. If someone has read that it individually manages and it goes into detail of finding what Bolivia uses as its financial year and accordingly predicts, I'll be surprised. As per me, it takes all the data for 2016, it combines here whatever the growth figures are there. This is how it does. At least that is what Financial Express also felt. Economics Times had some different interpretation. Okay. Just go and look, Janja, just look at the 7.4 number that we are talking about. You will again get confused. This is your for 18-19 what they are telling, right? For if their growth prediction, if you will see, it will be written 2018 and 2019. But when we say this is 7.4, I feel sincerely this will be a misnomer to use financial year when we are talking about IMF growth prediction. This is for 2018. And if you want to use, please note that you will have to then say financial year 19. Which is wrong, which I believe even if I have used it somewhere, this incorrect way of comparing. 7.8 will be 18-19. No, I think it's 19 here. Just check again. Jayant, you are getting confused. Just look at the figure. In 18, they will show 7.4. In 2017 growth, they will show whatever the figure has happened, which as per us was, as per our prediction, that was roughly 6.45. Different bodies talking about different thing. Yeah. Yes. So 18-19, we are talking about 7.4. When you go to their website, there is nothing called 18-19. Go to IMF's website. Yeah, this is IMF's prediction. No. So go to IMF's website and you'll see under 2018, 7.4. Under 2019, 7.8 will be written. 7.3 कहाँ लिखा यार किसी ने? Yes, and in India we interpret as this 7.4 as financial year 19 and this 7.8 as financial year 20. I feel if the people are educated enough, they will say what is IMF's prediction for the year 2018 for India's growth. This is what they should write. They should not use with the terms IMF etc. They should not use the term financial year, which I saw. Financial Express was very careful. As it is said that India's growth as per IMF for the year 2018 will be this. Whereas Economics Time took its liberty to translate it. No, it's not done. It's not done. It's not done. I think I still have some facts, and then I have to do the economic survey. Okay, just confirm through the website. Whatever I did my research, and this is what I could finally narrow down to. Okay, there was another CSO has come up with a revised estimate. They have made mockery of all the growth numbers. This is the second revised estimate of 2015-2016 data. अभी आप 17-18 की बात क्या कर रहे हो? अभी तो this is first revised estimate for 16-17. Thankfully, nothing changed here, but this changed from 8 to 8.2. Okay. So the figure was actual growth in 2015-16 was 8.2. It had come down to 7.1. Yeah, this is CSO's revised estimate, and I hope for the year 17-18 it is predicting 6.5. Okay. Yeah. So 15-16 last year, I think it was, they have revised, they increased it from 8 to 8.2 in second revised estimate. Before it was assumed as per first revised estimate, it is 8, but now it is increased in the second revision to 8.2. Yeah, 8.3 some of you are saying, are you sure? Yeah, it's 8.2. I think, who is this? Gotti Mukkala, you are getting confused. You are mixing RBI and CSO very badly, or economic survey numbers. Don't do that. No, it'll be... Yeah, 15-16 it was 8 before. Revised estimate says it has become 8.2. Check it. Okay, so SBI has reported its first quarterly loss of rupees 24.16 billion. This is first time in almost 19 years it has reported because this was because of NPAs, provisioning for some of the bad debts. Yeah, so this will be... Okay, so let's move ahead now. I think this is finally, yeah. And SBI was also in news because it has opened a global financial, global NRI center, I should say. Global NRI center at what place? Quickly tell me. And then there is finally a concept of sandbox. Tell me what is the meaning of sandbox? Kochi, yes. Yes. What is sandbox? When I talk about sandbox, what is it? Yeah, RBI has recommended implementation through any new, the digital product which comes. It should be tested through a sandbox. Yeah, this is when you are testing something within sandbox, it just means that you are not making it live. So it is not affecting. These are untested codes, should not be made live before knowing exact nature of these code. What information will it extract? Will it be a threat to privacy, etc.? So all this testing, etc., they want to ensure they create an ecosystem where these testing, etc., are done before the product is made live. That is sandbox. Okay, let's get to economic survey now. I think that is what we had for the Feb month. Very less. Let's start with the pink cover. Quickly tell me why it was having pink cover. Also tell me the estimate GDP figures. What does economic survey estimate for? Let me not get confused. 2017, 2018, 19. I will write it in full. Quickly tell me what are the GVA numbers. Also quickly tell me for both. So this is okay. Let me write it as GDP here and GVA here. Yeah, gender equality. This was against the meta preference for boys generally, and then of course for women empowerment. So we want to show that yes, solidarity with women. That's a good thing, and the theme was precisely for that. Okay, so 6.75. Our CSO is talking about 6.5, but our economic survey says it will be 6.75. It's good. Not bad, and in coming year it says it gives a range of 7 to 7.5. GVA numbers, this says this was 6.1 this year, and preceding year I should say it will be what 16-17 it was 6.6. Gross value added and GDP, the difference we'll discuss in detail, but for now this is at the producer level, this is at the consumer level, you can say. Okay. So taxes, etc., are not factored in. Okay. So this is done. International. Okay. For the first time, there is something added in the report this time. Okay. I think I just mentioned it also. So for the first time, this report contains some data. What data am I talking about? Yes, economic survey में रेल बजट क्या हो गया यार आप लोग को? Yes, state exports, yeah, is what I am talking about. Okay, so this had, I think I have already covered in my first lecture that the top 1% exporters are constituting 38% of the total export. All the state also which are in the top, I have already discussed all that. Okay, tell me one more thing. As per Mr. Arun Jaitley, and of course as per economic survey, it has widened, as after the implementation of GST, it has widened the net of indirect tax by what percent? What percent more people are paying indirect tax now? Yeah, 5 states, 70%. That's correct. Yeah, only 1% of the exporter, 38%. Yes. Yeah, so there was 50% increase in number of people paying indirect tax. Okay, highest number of tax registrants were in which two states? Tax registrants, I'm not talking about GST numbers, I'm talking about tax registrants increased in which two state? Yes, that was UP and West Bengal saw maximum tax registrant. Now I'm talking about maximum GST registrants are in which state? Top 5, can you tell me? Now I'm asking you GST registrants. Yeah. It was UP and Bengal, West Bengal, not Maharashtra and UP. Just check your answer there. Okay. And in this 70%, the 5 states are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Karnataka, okay, Telangana and Tamil Nadu. These 5 constituted for 70% in terms of export. And this was said since the prosperity of index is highly correlated with the amount of export that it's like no brainer. It's not a conclusion. It's quite obvious. Something would have been an insight if these states were still, something like, in top 5 state Bihar was featuring, and then suddenly you say, though it is doing very well in terms of export, but it is still lagging, then it would have been some insight, and then you wanted to do something about it. These are already prosperous state contributing 70%, and you are claiming them to be the prosperous state. It's like, yes, it is because it is. Yes, so top 5 state I am talking about in terms of GST registrants is Maharashtra, okay, UP, Tamil Nadu, okay, and Gujarat. So Maharashtra, UPC, it has come in a big way. A lot of people are now paying tax, getting themselves into the tax net, etc. It's a welcome sign for everyone. Okay, in terms of services, okay, if I talk about states and I just talk about services, why I'm talking only about services, that also you tell me it contributes to what percentage share of your GVA, and what percentage growth was contributed because of GVA. Can you also tell that to me? And then I'll talk about various states which were top in terms of state, and I'll talk about states which were top in terms of GVA growth. Yeah, so services had in GVA, it has almost 55.2% share, and the services growth was 72.5%. okay, please understand, this is the share. If this total 100 is there, then 55.2 is there. What is the GVA growth percentage? That means this X into 1.725 is equal to this 57.2. This is the GVA growth over last year. Okay, state wise, which had the highest contribution of services in terms of, in state that I'm talking about? Yes, yeah, I'm talking about GVA. I'm not talking about your other figures. Agriculture, industry and services 2017-18. Yeah, so that is different question. That is agriculture, manufacturing and services. As per economic survey, these three sectors grew by 2.1, 4.4 and 8.3. I'm now talking specifically about services. Yeah, so state wise, state and union territory, if you will see, Chandigarh has the highest, Chandigarh and Delhi has the highest share of services of up to 80%. All right, and the state which had the least percentage share of services was Sikkim. Okay, this was PIB. I could see this is a notification there. All right, and then GVA growth, if I'm talking about which state had the highest, this is a surprise. This is Bihar, and the least is your UP. UP is 7%. Bihar is the highest growth in the services, which is 14.5. This is a bite from PIB, Press Information Bureau. Okay, another question is Forex Reserve of India from December 2016 to December 2017 grew by what percentage? Yes, base is very low in Bihar, and therefore that was base effect and nothing, that suddenly changed the economic structure in Bihar. Yeah, so I'm talking about December 2016, December 2017. What is the percentage growth in our Forex Reserve? I'm still to get some answer. I'll give you the numbers also. December 26, it was 358.9 billion USD, and this became 409.4. Now some of you can calculate it also. I think this 14.1%. Some of you are answering. Excellent. Okay, India's internal trade. Okay, internal trade accounts for almost how much percent of our GDP? How much amount was paid as interest subvention? Yeah, very good. That's 409.4 to this. This growth is almost 14.1. Interest, internal trade accounts for almost 60%, and interest subvention amount which was paid was 20,339 crore. Okay. Okay, what is ROSL? In ROSL, what does L stand for, and what exactly is this ROSL, and which industry got this benefit? How much was the increase in its exports? Or yeah, that is rebate on state levies. Garment industry was the largest beneficiary. It grew by almost 16%, and therefore it was in news. Okay, inflation numbers, quickly tell me, WPI and CPI numbers, what were the numbers, or at least the projected numbers for 2017-18? Quickly tell me. Yes, this is CPI, this is 3.3 consumer price index, and this is 2.9. Yes, not 5.21. यार अभी अमन इससे confuse मत करो. You are confusing with the latest numbers. Okay, if you want to know the latest number, this is not economic survey. This is again February GK. Let me just come back to it. Q4 estimation is 5.1, right? December it touched 5.21. Okay, so for all, if you are interested in this number, financial year 18-19 RBI's prediction says in the first half, April September, this will be looking at almost 5.1 to 5.6. all right, in the second half this will be looking at 4.6. so this is RBI's prediction for 18-19. First half will be 5.1, second half it will moderate. Q4 was 5.1, and this was the reason why in the monetary policy committee meeting there was no voice. I think Mr. Dholakia kept, preceding all the meeting, he kept asking for a rate decrease. He was the only one out of the 6 people who was asking for rate decrease. This time not a single person asked for rate decrease. In fact, one person asked for a rate increase. Okay. Yes, if they are asking you CPI and WPI, this is what you have to talk about. If they are asking for the full year 2017-18, CPI will be 3.3 and this will be 2.9. This is estimated. Your exam will be over. If they come up with a revised number, that is what you will have to write. For today, when you go, or tomorrow in your exam, if they are asking you CPI as per economic survey and WPI, the estimated numbers are 3.3 and 2.9. That's it. Okay, no confusion. Q4 5.1, December 5.21. These are the estimates for coming time. Okay. Let's move forward with ROSL. We have already done inflation. We have done. Okay. So from 2005 levels, we want to decrease 33, almost 1/3, 33 to 35%. We want to decrease your commitment to decrease the pollution level by which year are you talking about? This is Paris pledge. We took it. I think this was COP21. Okay. So under this, we want to reduce our 2005 level by 33 to 35%. We'll want to make it 1/3 by which year? Yeah, that's not incorrect. This answer is 2030. This is also the year when we want to achieve all our sustainable development goal. I think it is some 17 sustainable development goals which we are talking about. India also talked about 8 global tech watch groups. 8 global tech watch groups to ensure that all these are getting till sustainable goal. Exactly, at the same level, at the same time we want to achieve both the things. Okay, this was the news in economic survey wherein it claimed to have created 4.6 crore household were given jobs. Okay, just take a guess. Just look at the number. 54% of it was women, created by women, 24% by SCs, and 17% by STs. This was widely debated where was this job, which 20 crore almost people benefited from it. But if you look at this, these numbers look like very close to the numbers which match with Mudra. So I think government is talking about all the loans that they have given and helped the livelihood and ended up creating. Look at the figures. They are also majority 76% women, and some remaining were for SC ST greater than 50%. So this number kind of corroborates with the Mudra loan. Yes. So this was again in news. As per national health policy, it want all its state government, to increase whatever their health budget is by what percent. I have already written. Okay, so all the state government health budget, it expects it to increase by, to up to 8%. They should invest on health. Okay, there is a wonderful news. Just between 1990 to 2015, the life expectancy at birth has increased by how many years? This is a good news. Then our logistics sector, which has been given the, now it is also considered under infrastructure sector. So the logistic has the, what is the quantum of the our logistics sector? Yeah, so it increased by 10 years. Okay, life expectancy has gone up by 10 years. Logistics, if you ask, the total value is now 160 billion, which is huge. It is growing with a compounded annual growth rate of almost 7.8% for last 5 years. This is a wonderful news. A lot of investment has happened in our logistic. This is what it looks like. Yeah. So this is okay, this was another interesting question. They have made a graph. This is more chest thumping. 2014-15 to till today, which is 2017-18. What is the average GDP growth rate? Why it wants to talk about 2014-15 to? This is when Mr. Modi came, and last 4 years they want to show what growth it has given to the country. Yeah, and it also talks about its average growth rate in last year was greater than almost 4% of the global growth rate and greater than 3% by the emerging economies. Yeah, 7.3 the average. Don't get confused. This is 7.3. Number I'm talking about is the average from 2014 to 17-18. Okay, this is there in the economic survey. Okay, there is another interesting fact. All the tax disputes which are taken by the income tax department to court, their success rate is below 30%. So you know how much time these guys are wasting. Okay, this is another interesting question. As per climate change, if climate change happens, it can affect what percent of farmers revenue? Yeah, and then this was another on the same report. This is talking if there is a 100 millimeter rainfall decrease, there will be 15% downfall in the income of a certain crop, and there will be farmers having this crop versus 7% of the other crop. Yeah, 20 to 25. Yeah, I think that is what is mentioned, roughly 25%. 15% if 100 millimeter rain goes down, kharif crop will suffer more. Of course, kharif is rice, okay, and your rabi crop is your wheat. Okay, so your wheat and rice, it takes more water. So which crop will be more damaged, and where will the effect be? If the water is less, it is likely to impact the cultivation of rice. Yes. Climate change we have talked about. GST registration we have talked about. Okay, there was another, I think, interesting $10 increase in oil will change WPI index by what, GDP by what. Okay, and as per IMF, there is a forecast of how much percent change in oil prices. So all these were related question. As per it, WPI goes up by almost 1.7%. Your GDP will suffer by almost 0.2 to 0.3%. IMF is talking about almost 12% increase. 12% increase over a $60 barrel will be almost 7. Okay, 7 or 8 rupees, and this will affect almost 9 to 10 billion dollar in forex reserves also. Okay, current account deficit I'm talking about. Yeah, so roughly $1, 1 billion. Between 1 to 1.5 billion, this will be there for the whole year. Okay, it also talks about the workforce, which was in 2001. almost agriculture workforce was almost 58.2. By 2050, it is going to go down by what percent? Tell me the top 5 states in terms of tourists. $10 will be no, it will not be per liter, it will be per barrel only. $10 per barrel. Yeah, I think no, it was not MP. Tamil Nadu topped the list, followed by UP, then followed by AP, followed by MP, Karnataka. Yes. So 2050 this will come down to 25.7. This is not foreign tourists I'm talking about. Most number of visitors I should say, not tourists. Yeah. As per economic survey, okay. The open defecation, yeah. So your open defecation also had, great impact because of these schemes. So between 2014 to Jan 2018, this is an interesting number. 55 crore people were going outside, but now it has come down to 25 crores in just span of almost just three and a half years. This is interesting. 8 states, okay, 2 union territories and 256 districts, sorry, 296 districts are now open defecation free. Okay, you call them open defecation when 90% of the household is having are already having a sanitation at their place. Yeah. Okay, so the first state open defecation stream was Sikkim. I think you should just remember that. Yeah. As per Swachh Bharat campaign only, the increased sanitation from October again 2014 to your January 18 has increased. This percentage increase, if you talk about sanitation, it has gone up from 39 to 76% now. Okay, this is an interesting number that as per the formal calculation, that if someone is paying employee provident fund and all those things are there in the non-agriculture sector, people thought to be in the organized sector is 31%. But now as per people who are GST compliant, if I take that as new measure of calling people in formal sector, then it is 53%. So Jaitley was very proud of it. Okay, sex ratio at birth has improved marginally. The last birth 39.4 to 39%. So these were the numbers, and for women again, I think they have printed in pink, and they talked about agency, attitude and outcomes. Okay, so how much independent they are, the more preference for the girl child, and what is the outcome with all these. So they have listed some factors, and they have tried to zero down on what are the things which can help women be empowered. Okay, our rank in commercial services worldwide. What is our rank in terms of providing commercial services? Yeah. No, commercial services, our rank is 8th. At least that is what was written. And by 2013, the urban population is expected to reach what number? Yeah, this is going to be 600 million. Okay, finally, I'll give you the last number now, and with this, I think we can close. There is a number which talks about domestic saving over GDP ratios. It is talking about, your 2013, 2016 and 2017. Okay, So sorry, 2013-16, and this is 2007. So it kind of peaked in 2007, where it went up to 38.3, but now it is like 29% only. So this is the number which is relevant. These two numbers were given as supporting fact. In 2003 to 6 there is a constant decline. It had peaked in almost 2007. Yeah, so this was one more number. I think with this we have covered basically anything which banks might be interested in. I think I'm reasonably sure about it. Tomorrow is your exam. Just now go well prepared. Just quickly revise whatever you get your hands to, and just sleep well. Sleep well. That I think is the most important for your exam tomorrow. Have a good sleep and then go and do well tomorrow. We'll see you again on Monday. We'll complete the series. We'll continue now. Yes. Yeah, so I'll take it up the November and some December revision of banking financial. Tuesday will not have any class. Wednesday onward, I told you again, I'll focus on the current affairs aspect. By syndicate, we would have completed till February. We would have completed all the banking awareness thoroughly, all economic survey, budget and current affairs would be done. And from there, from Monday, it will also be comprehensive enough for any student who is aspiring for RBI grade B. So from next Monday, not this Monday, the next Monday onwards, we will get fully into the economics which is and financial which is relevant for your RBI exams. January I have already done, Gangji. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Was wonderful interacting with you guys. See you again on Monday. Best of luck for your tomorrow's exam. Sleep well. Sleep well. I think that's most important. Thank you very much. Okay, I think I'm still here.